Well, hi everyone, and what a backdrop that we can bring you. Welcome to the Yas Marina circuit here in Abu Dhabi, which brings to a close what has been a phenomenal Ferrari Challenge season this year. It is the world final event, the Finale Mondiale, as we take a look at the outside of the Viceroy Hotel, which is just the other side of the marina here at this phenomenal 5.5 kilometer circuit, which will provide the track for us to play out the final rounds of the Ferrari Challenge. We bring every single region of the Ferrari Challenge together, whether it's EU, whether it's Asia Pacific, or whether it's North America. We all meet here in Abu Dhabi for the final event in the calendar for 2014. All the information at corsaclienti.com. That's where you will find out everything about the sporting activities regarding Ferrari, and in particular Ferrari Challenge, which is what we are about to see, the first race across the weekend. And there you can see the sectors of this 5.5 kilometer circuit at Yas Marina. And the grid is being set, and it's a very interesting grid because for this event and this event only, we put together the TropheoPirelli drivers and the TropheoPirelli drivers across the EU category. Air temperature, as you can see, 26 degrees, track temperature 37 degrees. And the cars making their way onto the grid right now. In the TropheoPirelli category, there's a Pro and Am division. There's Pro drivers, there's Am drivers. And of course, in the TropheoPirelli, there is gentleman drivers that qualify for a separate gentleman's award if they are over 55 years of age. Yas Marina Circuit, Abu Dhabi, it's what the sign says, and that's where we are. And there, the sense of anticipation and excitement that's going through each and every driver that's about to set off from this grid. Utterly, utterly awesome. It's Philippe Baron that, through qualifying this morning, finds himself on pole position. And alongside him is Bertuzzi. The British driver Alex Martin is P3, and Raffaele Giannoni P4. The fight for the championship in TropheoPirelli is between Dario Carzo, who we are on board with right now. He will be starting from P5 on the grid. He, at the moment, trails just 10 points behind Daniel D'Amato, who leads the championship. And Daniel D'Amato is way down the grid order in P11. The Hublot safety car ready for these cars to get away. And just in front of our commentary position, which is high in the grandstand overlooking the grid as it's being formed, we can see Max Bianchi going through in car number 1, 2, 3. There is the all-gold machine of Florian Merckx. Rupert Martin to his right-hand side, Christian Kinch going through as well. All those drivers that are about to do battle here on this circuit, which is challenging. Having spoken to several of the drivers, certainly nothing like a piece of cake. That was our transport to arrive here this morning, and very nice it was too. Thank you very much. Von Skeltermar is a guy that I can see right in front of my window, who's being given his final words of advice from his driver coach, Nicky Kadai. And there the cars making their way through. Treble 1 is Holger Harmsen with the I'm Back sticker still on the back of that 458 car. The 458, which is the mainstay of the Ferrari Challenge, is the Evo version of the 458 this year, and the most dominant difference, if you like, is the big rear wings on the back of the cars and the splitter at the front, which has made them a truly magnificent machine within which to compete, and it is going to be a very packed grid indeed. Some 44 cars taking to the grid. Going to be a very busy racing circuit. Alessandro Vezzoni making his way through. He'll be starting from P18. One of our camera positions. So just a postcard of where we're at then, here in Abu Dhabi for the World Finals. Two races that will choose the champions in both TropheoPirelli and also in the Copa Shell. Then, of course, on Saturday, the all-important Gold Roof race, the World Final races. And if you're not within a chance of the championship, certainly you want to make sure that you can get the Gold Roof. Daniel Diamato's partner that we saw there, and here is the grid in full for you then. Row 1, Philippe Barron, then it's Bertuzzi alongside him. Row 2 is Alex Martin and Raphael Giannoni, P3 and P4. Then we see the man is P2 in the championship at the moment, Dario Carzo. Alongside him, he is Bjorn Grossman driving for the Octane 126 team. Then it's Moisev is P7 and Ezequiel Perez Companc. There's two AM drivers together there. You can see from the little green graphics to the bottom of the nameplate there. The Motor Piacenza's drivers, Moisev and Perez Companc, both AM drivers. The first of the Shell drivers to show is Eric Prinot there in P9. Alongside him is Giacomo Strata. Then it is Daniel Diamato, who's starting from row 6. He leads the championship by 10 points in TropheoPirelli at the moment. Vadim Getlin is alongside him in P12. Ezequiel Perez Companc leading the AM category in TropheoPirelli. Then it's David Gosner, P13. Shingania here with Stratstone Ferrari is alongside him. And then we see Max Bianchi and Foggioni. And then it's Dirk Adamski and Alessandro Vezzoni. As we're going through the grid in fast order, Pergel, Loflad, Roca, Zlobin, Benanati. Then we get to Christian Kinch and Tommy Lindroth and Akobadze and Rick Lovett, Luca Gelli, Jacques Diver, Fons Skeltermar, Holger Harmsen and Alexis Di Bernardi. Before it's Lendudis and Rupert Martin. Then it's Nelson and Jakubik and Lukinov and Socio Del Pret. Cunningham Potts is here for Kessel Racing with Hobom alongside him. And then bringing up the rear is Florian Merckx and Kondakov. The 44 cars on this grid. I don't know whether to be excited or worried, quite frankly, because that's an awful lot of cars. Despite the hugeness of the circuit, it's going to be a very, very busy place indeed. So, 21 turns. Let's take a look at the track right now.
I'm Costantino Bertuzzi. Welcome to the Abu Dhabi Yas Marina circuit. And now I'm going to take you for a hot lap. Okay, we are here on the start line of the Abu Dhabi Formula One racetrack. We go down to the first turn, a very fast left turn in third gear, and then we let the car go all the way to the outside, and we start going up the hill. On this left turn, we try to get on the curb, and this right blind turn, that then it will project us down a long straight for a very hard braking. So we go down the hill over here, a hard braking over here, try to get on this curb on the left side right here, boom. And then on the right side again, and let the car go all the way to the outside, and then we go to the slowest turn of the circuit, this very slow turn in second gear. Then we let the car go all the way. We try to exit without too much oversteer because this is a long, long straight over here, the longest straight of the circuit, where we reach a top speed of 270 kilometers an hour. So we go all the way to the end of the straight. We brake around 150 meters from the turn. And then there's a very tight chicane again that goes up the hill. Here's the first one, and then the second one. Then we let the car go for another very long straight. Try to not oversteer too much so we don't lose traction. We go all the way down to the straight, and then where there is the other start and finish for the endurance races. And we go down to the heavy braking over here, and another left and right turn that is gonna introduce us to the very tight part in the infield by the Hotel Viceroy. That is very nice part. So here we have another slow left turn, and then we will send us to the very the most difficult part of the track. That is very, very fast braking in turn, so the car is kind of off camber, And thanks to the ABS on this car, we avoid to lock in tires. But you know, it's very difficult. I mean, it's very difficult to control the car, to the oversteer and the very massive power that this car has. So here we drive into the very technical parts over here. We go towards the last 3 turns that are very important to get, you know, launched on the start and finish lane. So this is a very tight turn where you cut on the curb and then you're launched again on the straight to complete your lap.
So cars on their formation lap as we speak, which means the race is about to get underway. So everyone away okay on the formation lap. I did happen to notice that Rupert Martin, as we see the backdrop of the Ferrari World theme park right behind us, I did see Rupert Martin waving from the window of his car. Now, he's managed to get away okay, so as we go on board and ride with Jacques Diver now, the Motor Piacenza driver, hopefully all is okay with his car. It was the only one that I think showed any reasons for concern down on the starting grid, but also on board now with Daniel D'Amato, the man with quite a bit of work to do, needs to, at every cost, finish ahead of Dario Carzo. There is Daniel's partner with the thumbs up. Could Daniel D'Amato be heading towards the TropheoPirelli Championship? Could Dario Carzo be heading towards the TropheoPirelli Championship? Well, all the social media up there on screen for you to check out everything and all the progress that's being made in this, the final round of the Ferrari Challenge for 2014. And what a phenomenal place to be at to celebrate all that's great and good about Ferrari. And one element of that is contained within the Ferrari world, and that is the fastest roller coaster, which, trust me, I will not be going on over the course of this weekend. My producer Nico alongside me looks slightly concerned by that. Hope he doesn't have different ideas. Max Bianchi in car number 123. Get back to the racing, Dave. We see going through, so too Dirk Adamski. Dirk Adamski is one that will be fighting very, very hard to try and take the gold roof, the world final, because his chances in the championship are as naught this year. He's down there P6. After suffering some misfortunes in the Copa Shell. So to remind you, we put the TropheoPirelli European Series and the Copa Shell European Series together for the 2 races across the weekend. For the European entrance, still to come, we have the North American and the Asia Pacific entrance as well, and then the best of those all go through on Saturday to the world final race. So the Hublot safety car backs the cars up now. This huge 44 grid, which is about to be unleashed here on the circuit. We have turn 21, which is the final turn. The safety car releases the cars right now. They have just turned 21 to go. And then it's going to be lights out and we will be away and racing. Baron and Constantino Bertuzzi at the front of the pack. And the power is unleashed, taking a dive up the inside. They go 3 abreast now. Alex Martin trying to move forward, so too trying to move forward is Vadim Getlin. There's a touch there. Bjorn Grossman was on the receiving end of that touch as the rest of the cars come through. You can see cars going absolutely everywhere. I did say it's going to be a packed grid, and that could cause problems. Moisev in car number 81 is one that has gone round. Manuela Gosner goes past the errant number 81 car. The rest of them coming through at the moment unscathed. There is Dirk Adamski in car number 199, who was starting P17 on the grid. Eric Prinot in the Dayglow colours. There is Von Skelterma with the Shark's Teeth trying to go through. And they're taking some really rather unorthodox lines at the moment. There we can see Dario Carzo, who's made good from the start and is up to P3 already. It's Bertuzzi in second place and Baron is leading. But Dario Carzo, Daniel D'Amato, it looks like he has moved up to probably P6 now. So the chase and the fight is on, this 30-minute race that will go all the way to the checkered flag, with both TropheoPirelli drivers and Copa Shell drivers in this as well. So there is Daniel D'Amato, the brilliant orange machine. His 458 can not be mistaken. Giacomo Strata is the man that's right behind him. Giacomo Strata, another one that got a brilliant start away from the grid. Dirk Adamski is really moving up the order as well. See that 199 car going through as we're heading towards the completion of the first lap here in the Ferrari Challenge race. It's the first race across the weekend. Still cars running wide. That was Giacomo Strata out onto the painted surface. We heard yesterday from Rick Lovett the painted surfaces are bad news if you get on those. As trying to go past David Gosner now is Daniel D'Amato. Is that Gosner getting past Daniel D'Amato? Didn't quite see the start of that. Max Bianchi, who of course is right at the very, very top of the Copa Shell standings at the moment. We complete lap one. It's Baron, Bertuzzi. Then it is Carzo, Martin, Gosner and D'Amato side by side across the line. Then it is Max Bianchi, Robert Pergel is P8, Giacomo Strata P9, and Tommaso Rocca is P10. Whichever way you look with this packed 44 grid of cars, there is action going on. Christian Kinch about to be hauled in by von Skeltermar, but we can see Ezequiel Perez compact. This is the battle between Christian Kinch and von Skeltermar at the moment. That is the battle for P16. So von Skeltermar with the shark's teeth gets ready to bite Kinch and has got the better line there. Kinch allows him racing room and von Skeltermar goes through and now goes up to P16, having got past Christian Kinch. Also buying into that battle is Shaq Diver in car number 192. Alessandro Vezzoni had the door shut on him and he wasn't allowed through. What fantastic stuff we're seeing already in the early stages of this race. Wonder what the rate of tyre degradation is going to be. It's hot out there, it's hot and steamy. So Baron leading then over Constantino Bertuzzi, the very man that took us for a hot lap around this Abu Dhabi circuit here at Yas Marina. As the cars scream through. And here a replay of just some of the action that was going on everywhere. You can see Jacques Diver was one of those drivers. We're on board with Daniel D'Amato. Eric Prinot getting very, very squeezed there. And actually it was contact between Moisev and Prinot there that sent Moisev round. Looked like Moisev from this angle turned in on him. And there was nothing Eric could do about that. Dario Carzo. Giannoni is out and Bjorn Grossman into the pits. Bad news for the Octane 1216 with Bjorn Grossman, but this man in P3, he needs to finish ahead of Daniel D'Amato. And there, Philippe Baron, who has, well, built up a margin of very nearly 2 seconds, and now you can see the championship protagonist because Daniel D'Amato is now up to P4. We are going to have a race on our hands in the TropheoPirelli category, because D'Amato needs to get ahead of Dario Carzo. And here's how Daniel D'Amato went past Alex Martin. Whether Martin just missed his braking point there because he ran wide and that allowed the door to be open for D'Amato. A problem there for the number 83 car of Zlobin, Sergei Zlobin, with an issue there brought about by contact. So fastest lap came from Philippe Baron, lap 2 at 2:16.006. Baron leading with just under 2 seconds ahead of Constantino Bertuzzi. Then it is Dario Carzo and Daniel D'Amato. Their confirmation of the fastest lap from Philippe Baron, the Rosso Corsa driver. So wearing the number 91 colours. Dario Carzo on a charge as well, knows he needs to move up the order, and in his target sights is Constantino Bertuzzi. And you can see they're spaced out nice and evenly, and next is going to be an orange car that you see come through, because that is the hard-chasing Daniel D'Amato, who needs to get on terms with that man, Dario Carzo, to cement his position in terms of the championship. We've lost Sergei Zlobin, we've lost Bjorn Grossman, we've lost Raphael Giannoni. Raphael Giannoni has had a season to forget, has had a torrid time of it this year. I think he'll be glad to see the back of 2014 from a racing perspective. So there you can see the battle for second position, 1.3 seconds between Constantino Bertuzzi and Dario Carzo. Best shell driver, well, it's Max Bianchi in P7 in car number 123. As we watch Eric Prinot there, who's battling hard with Lukyanov. So Bianchi and Skeltermar, P7, P15, 26 points. And going into this, it's the Bianchi, Skeltermar, and very, very unlikely that Jacques Diver, who's a good number of points behind in P3 in that championship at the moment. And, well, there we can see Jacques Diver. And Dario Carzo's cooked it. Dario Carzo's off. This is a disaster for his championship charge. Dario Carzo right in front of our commentary booth. Clattered into the wall. The suspension is broken on the car. We can see from on board. Hopefully, our TV director, Franco, will get us a replay of that really, really quickly. You can just see. Here it is. Now, he'd got a problem before he went in. So something had happened before that point. Now, I just wonder whether, because it doesn't appear there was any contact there, whether something went wrong with the car. But in any event, that has so played into the hands of Daniel D'Amato. Now, I'm just wondering where that car is situated, whether that's going to throw a safety car. Because it's right at the exit of turn 21. And it's close to the circuit. Well, that will be down to the race director to make that decision. Certainly no indications to suggest a safety car is coming out yet, but I would have thought where that is on the start-finish straight, when they're coming out of turn 21 on and giving it a foot full of beans, don't know. We will see. So the yellow flag is at turn 21 at the moment, and as we see Philippe Baron, who is leading the race. There is Giacomo Strata being chased by Robert Pergel, the Czech Republic driver. And also involved in that is Tommaso Rocca in P9. So that's 7, 8, and 9 that we see playing out in front of us. So the yellow flag remains at turn 21. There's no way that car can be recovered from that position. And the cars are running quite close to it now as they exit turn 21. There, Daniel D'Amato, I can just see from my commentary position, has just gone past. And there is Giacomo Strada. Now you can see where the errant car is on the left-hand side and just how close those cars are running to it. I'm absolutely amazed. I think that working out on the points, and Nico alongside me is furiously working with the calculator here, I'm pretty sure that this could be enough for Daniel D'Amato to take it if Dario Carzo is confirmed as out. Well, he is out, isn't there? There's no question about that. So, right, that is Alex Martin that we see in the Dextra car number 6, who's currently running down there in P4. Alex Martin sadly has confirmed that he won't be racing in the Ferrari Challenge next year, moving on to other categories. But has really enjoyed his years in the Ferrari Challenge, and I so hope that his father Rupert Martin stays with the Ferrari Challenge. Certainly thoroughly enjoys it. So Baron leads with 3-second margin over Constantino Bertuzzi, and there is David Gostner in car number 60. David Gostner in car number 50, I beg your pardon, is running down there in P5, the Ineco MP driver. Still the yellow flag at turn 21. So third is enough for Daniel D'Amato to clinch the championship, being confirmed by Nico alongside me. Thank you for that. So if all stays as it is at the moment, then D'Amato would become the TropheoPirelli champion in the pro category. There is Max Bianchi, who, well, he's cementing his position at the top of the Copa Shell points. That's for sure. Is in P6 on track at the moment, but P1 in his particular division of racing, if you like. So Baron leads from Bertuzzi. Then it is D'Amato in P3, and here we can see D'Amato getting past the Kondakov car. So D'Amato, who had a torrid time in qualifying, has to be said. Everything has gone his way in the race thus far. Max Bianchi we see now in car number 1, 2, 3. Who is P6 now, his closest competitor in the Copa Championship is Fons Skeltermar, who's down there in P16 at the moment. So Max Bianchi, as is often the case, and we've seen this with Max during the course of the racing this season, goes very, very well right at the start of the races. Always goes at it at maximum attack. So Baron, Bertuzzi, D'Amato, Martin, Gostner, Bianchi, the top 6 on track. Oh, and that is so very close between Moisev and Benanati. Don't actually think they touched, but it was jolly close. Gostner now has got Max Bianchi for company. There are the standings in the pro category, as you can see. It's Baron, Bertuzzi and D'Amato and Martin. In the AM category, it's Gostner, Strata, Tommaso Roca and Ezequiel Perez Companc. As Max Bianchi flashes his lights furiously at Gostner ahead of him. And then in the shell standings, Max Bianchi is P1, Dirk Adamski P2, Loflad is P3 and Shinghania is P4. Here with the FF Corsa Stratstone Ferrari team. And a very welcome addition. So Gostner is certainly not going to be put off by the flashing lights of Max Bianchi. Max Bianchi does need to try and find a way through. Max Bianchi on 175 points going into this race, and Fons Skeltermar on 149. If everything stays the way it is, Daniel D'Amato can drive this race with his head and has done enough. With the unfortunate demise of Dario Carso, Daniel D'Amato will become the champion in the TropheoPirelli category for the pro drivers. Really unfortunate for Dario Carso, and would love to get to the bottom of what happened there. So Vadim Gitlin in car number 72. And car number 81, driven by Alex Moisev. Vadim Gitlin gets past the Moisev car. There is Jacques Diver in car number 192. He's currently P14 in the race overall at the moment. Jacques Diver, who we've seen moments of utter brilliance from, and to see him on the podium. Oh, and Fons Skeltermar, Max Bianchi's closest challenger. He's got damage to the car, and it looks like that car is going to fail right in the middle of the track. Well, if Dario Carso didn't throw a safety car, surely Fons Skeltermar's car being stuck right in the middle of the circuit is going to do so. No, he manages to get it going. It was right under the bridge. So some damage for Fons Skeltermar, and that's pushed him way down the order, down to P25. And he was the closest challenger to Max Bianchi in the Copa Shell. And I would say that that is potentially the end of that as well. Car number 183 then heads towards the timing line. And a spinner there. That looks like Rupert Martin has been turned around. There's a problem there, I think, with the steering of Rupert Martin's car, and also having gone around as well is the Luca Gelli 109 car there. I thought that the Dextra car had sustained some damage there. So, unfortunately, Rupert Martin out of this race, and so too Luca Gelli in car number 109. So here's a replay, and let's see what unfolded here. So Gelli up the inside, and well, a big coming together between Rupert Martin and Luca Gelli. And that ends up meaning the retirement of both of those cars. Sadly, Eric Prinot doing very well to avoid the stricken 149 car. And whilst all that's been going on and playing out, as we see Christian Kinch there and Fons Skeltermar, and that was the contact between Skeltermar and Kinch. We saw the damage on Skeltermar's car, and Kinch involved in that as well. Oh, and that really did slow. And just taking a look from on board. Whilst all those are being replayed out for you, a truck has arrived to try and pull the Dario Carzo car out of the way as Lucas Gelli makes his way out of his car. Lucas Gelli knows it's all over for him for this particular race, sadly. Meantime, Dirk Adamski and Jacques Diver are together there. Robert Purgel now takes on David Gostner. So David Gostner, P6, Max Bianchi having got past him. And Max Bianchi got past during that fairly packed little sequence of laps where an awful lot was going on, and we were able to bring you the action. But next is Robert Purgel, fancies having a go at the number 50 car. Yellow flag remains at turn 21. Baron, in the meantime, has a margin of 4.4 seconds over Constantino Bertuzzi in P2. Then it is Daniel D'Amato, who truthfully has got, he's 6 seconds behind Bertuzzi, but he has a 7-second margin over Alex Martin, so he can just take it easy out there, can't he, and just enjoy the race, to be honest. Which is more than could be said for Florian Merckx, who gets attacked by the 131 car. And Florian Merckx, unfortunately, on the receiving end there. And as you can see, both cars ending up turned around. It was always going to be fraught and fierce out there with 44 cars on the grid. Never failed to entertain the Ferrari challenge. And when we put the two categories, the TropheoPirelli and the Copa Shell together, as we watch the all-yellow machine of Holger Harmsen there, being overtaken. This is Vadim Gitlin on the number 82 car of Akabadze. So Vadim Gitlin and Akabadze fighting over P17 at the moment. Rick Lovett is ahead on P16, and then it is Benanati in P19. So Akabadze then, the AM driver, resisting the charges and challenges from Vadim Gitlin at the moment. Robert Purgel, I can just see from out of the corner of my eye, does eventually gets past David Gostner, which will put Purgel up into P6. And still Vadim Gitlin is trying to find a way past the car of Akabadze there. Both AM drivers in the TropheoPirelli category. There you can see the truck that was just trying to get the stricken car of Dario Carzo out of the way. Alexander Moisev there. Move didn't really work. He ends up having to yield that place that he took from Nelson. So Nelson, as Eric Prinot is out as well. A lot of smoke from the Eric Prinot car, more suspension damage. You can see the wheel not turning well where that is on the circuit, but Eric Prinot now is out. Loads of coolant being thrown from the car as well. And Alessandro Vezzoni there. With that looked like a move on attacking move on Kondakov, but I might have that wrong. Just caught that from the, just saw that from the corner of my eye. Dirk Adamski now on the back of the number 97 car of Tommaso Rocca. Ezequiel Perez Companc and Dirk Adamski. Well, Dirk Adamski is trying to move forward, but is also having to defend his position from Ezequiel Perez Companc as well. So there is Adamski in the Copa Shell, then it's Ezequiel Perez Companc in TropheoPirelli. And Ezequiel Perez Companc leading the AM category in TropheoPirelli going into this race, and is P10 at the moment and hounding Dirk Adamski for P9. We have 9 minutes left to run. Where has the time gone? And there we can see the damage to the Eric Prinot car. Here comes von Skeltermar with his damaged car. And Eric Prinot there having to put that car against the wall on the start-finish straight here. Gostner there. Goes past Roka. So there is David Gosner. Now Dirk Adamski fancies to go on the number 97 machine as well. Is Robert Purgle going to buy into this battle also? He's lurking not far behind Dirk Adamski. So in TropheoPirelli, it's Baron, Bertuzzi, D'Amato and Martin. And then the best to show in Shell is Max Bianchi. Then it is Dirk Adamski and Shinghania. The 1, 2, 3 in the different divisions, if you like, that are out there on track at the moment. There, the graphics will tell you the standings in the pro category. Baron, Bertuzzi, D'Amato and Martin, the 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we'll get the TropheoPirelli AM category for you. There it is, Tommaso Roca, David Gosner and Ezequiel Perez Compact, which is why this battle here is so fierce. And also buying into this is Alessandro Vezzoni. Yes, it is Alessandro Vezzoni and Jacques Diver as well. So Perez Compact directly ahead of Vezzoni. He'll clinch the AM category unless Vezzoni gets past. And boy, Vezzoni is having a go. So Ezequiel Perez Compact will be very, very aware of that. We've got just 7.5 minutes left to run in this race. And now Vezzoni is right behind Ezequiel Perez Compact, but also in the mix as well is Shinghania, who's here with the FF Corsa Stratstone Ferrari team. So this is going to liven up all the way through to the checkered flag. Of that you can have no doubt. So Ezequiel Perez Compact has got to keep the his car ahead of Alessandro Vezzoni. And if he can do that, well, with 6.5 minutes remaining, that will be enough. There's Jacques Diver in the 192 machine. Jacques Diver is in P14, Loflad is P13, Shinghania, Vezzoni, Perez Compact, Dirk Adamski occupying the next places up the order. So Jacques Diver hounding Loflad at the moment. As they cross the timing line, Jacques Diver is virtually in the back panel of that low-flat car. And Dirk Adamski is there. And now, Ezequiel Perez Compact goes for a move on Gosner. They're side by side, waiting to pounce like a viper, of course, is Alessandro Vezzoni. But Ezequiel Perez Compact, well, he gives himself a bit of breathing space because he's got the David Gosner car in there as a bit of a cushion now. So Baron, well, he's untroubled with some 7.5 seconds right up the front, but the rest of the pack, whichever way you look, there is something going on and fights going on. There are so many different titles at stake here. Getting way, way sideways there, actually, was Philippe Baron, who I just wonder whether he's taken an awful lot out of his tyres, but he's got such a cushion, or is he just showboating because he's a great driver? No question about that. There he is, leading the way. Here and going down through the sequential gearbox in that number 91 machine. Former champion, of course, Philippe Baron, well known in the Ferrari Challenge. Go back in time, he was a fairly potent single-seater racer. And that is how the number 90 car of Ezequiel Perez Compact managed to get past David Gosner. See him from on board there, but there is our race leader with just under 5 minutes left to run. He will consider that hopefully his job is done. Now Vezzoni, I think, has got past Gosner. So Vezzoni will start again his charge on Ezequiel Perez Compact. Here is Daniel D'Amato in the bright orange machine. Now Daniel D'Amato in that position will have done enough. Of course, he's been advantaged by virtue of the fact that Dario Carzo ended the race early. So Daniel D'Amato, there'll be a lot of orange in the paddock, that's for sure. He's coming up against backmarking cars now, despite the length of this circuit, 5.5 kilometers, with some 44 cars starting this race. It was always going to be busy. And the backmarkers, well, they will be gentlemanly and they will move out of the way. So Baron, Bertuzzi and D'Amato, the 1, 2, 3, and D'Amato goes to get past one of those back-marking cars under the Pirelli signs. Here comes D'Amato now. And D'Amato going through on the inside without too much of a problem. So he does get past the Joseph Jakubik car. Jakubik behaving really very, very well there in not impeding Daniel D'Amato, and you can see how much faster D'Amato is. He absolutely screams away. Baron, Bertuzzi, D'Amato, then the 1, 2, 3 in TropheoPirelli. In Shell, it's Bianchi, it's Roca. I'm sorry, it's Bianchi, it's Adamski, and it's Loflad, the 1, 2, 3 in the Copa Shell. We're watching potentially the new TropheoPirelli champion there in the all-orange car of Daniel D'Amato. Has had a fantastic campaign this year and driven like a demon. He's taken 5 wins to my recollection. A number of P2s. Of course, he used to share a car with his father Renata, but chose to go with a solo campaign in the TropheoPirelli category this year, and has conducted himself supremely well and done a great job as Daniel D'Amato. And it will be a deserved championship win if indeed he does take it, but there's 2.5 minutes left to run yet before we get there. It's not over until that checkered flag comes down. 2 more laps. We're going to get away before it is time for the checkered flag. It'll be Baron, barring disaster, with some 9 seconds margin over Bertuzzi. Then this man, Daniel D'Amato. Then Shell, it will be Bianchi, Adamski and Loflad taking the honours. So as we look at TropheoPirelli, the 3 pro drivers will see Baron, Bertuzzi and D'Amato. Amateurs, it will be Roca, Ezequiel Perez, Compank and Alessandro Vezzoni. Ezequiel Perez Compank had just got past Dirk Adamski, incidentally, and therefore has once again given himself a bit of a cushion over the Alessandro Vezzoni car that's hard charging against him. This is our race leader at the moment, Philip Baron, wearing the Lindroth's signage down the side of that number 91 car. Philip Baron, former champion. Spoke to him at lunchtime today. He was his normal, confident, fairly chipper self, it has to be said, and did everything that he needed to do in qualifying, that's for sure. And now has converted that to the best possible thing that he can do out there on track. And once again, he'll be going for the gold roof. There's no question about that. The world final will be very much on his in his target sights for Philip Baron as he makes his way through the turn, down through the gears. Sequential gearbox in these 4,400cc beautiful Ferrari 458s. Which really do look something around this Yas Marina circuit. Saw them out in a free practice session under the lights last night. Just sat there and watched these cars forever. Looked fantastic. So Baron then takes turn 21, the last turn, heads towards the start-finish line. It will be his last lap to do. He has just 5.5 kilometers to do, and he'll be taking first blood here at the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates. The festival is the Finale Mondiale, the Ferrari Finale Mondiale, where it's not only the Ferrari Challenge cars, as Max Bianchi leads in the Shell category, not only these Ferrari Challenge cars, we have the 599 cars, the FXX program, the F1 Clienti, plus loads of Formula One demonstrations as well. It is a true all-red Ferrari festival, the Finale Mondiale. All the information, of course, at clienti.com. As you've seen, there's Manuela Gostner in car number 160. Car number 188 is being driven by Josef Jakubik. But it's all about this man. Philip Baron driving for Rossa Corsa. It's the second, if not third team that he's driven for in 2014, but it matters not, because the talent is always there behind the wheel, and that's what matters. And Philip Baron, with his headlights on, is heading towards a potential victory here at the Yas Marina circuit. Sets the car up perfectly, lights up the front brake discs as the friction scrubs off the speed as he brakes hard. He's got back-marking cars ahead of him. he doesn't need to do is get involved in any skirmishes here. He's not going to, because it's nearly all over for Philip Barron. So, just the final turn to do. Or so for Philip Barron. Well, I thought he would just take it easy and tuck in behind these as he goes under the bridge. But no, that's not what he's made of at all. Philip Barron will fight to the very, very end and gets past the back-marking 183 car of Lukyanov. And now he will take the final turn and he will head towards the checkered flag and taking the first win of the weekend in the Finale Mondiale. It goes the way of Philip Barron. Constantino Bertuzzi will turn around, turn 21, and he will take P2. And taking the championship win, it is Daniel D'Amato. His P3 on the track, and Dario Carzo's exit from the race means that Daniel D'Amato takes it. Alex Martin crosses the line to take P4. Then we will see Max Bianchi, who will be the first of the Shell drivers to cross the line, and therefore he takes the win in the Shell category. P2 in Shell should go the way of Dirk Adamski, and then it will be Thomas Loflad that takes P3. Proud to be a UAE Motorsport official, proud to be talking about this Ferrari challenge, that's for sure. So Rick Lovett, who will finish P14 overall, will take the Gentleman Trophy. And there you can see the congratulations and joy and adulation down there on the pit perch. It'll be some time before poor lady has finished waving the checkered flag, because there's a lot of cars to get through here. Holger Harmsen we see going through. Here comes von Skeltermar with the damage from that earlier incident that we saw in car number 177. He will finish down there. I think it's going to be P22, because somewhere along the line we've lost David Gosner. Gosner now just does cross the line to take P23. Von Skeltermar having got past David Gosner. Then it will be Emanuela Gosner to take P24. Oh yes, the delight down there. And there is the 160 car of Manuela Gosner. Crossing the line. Our mate there from the start, Marshall, has been waving that checkered flag for the best part of a minute or so. Brilliant. What a race to start this weekend, and Philip Barron delighted with his success, and rightly so. He takes the pro win. Didn't put a foot wrong, to be honest. Ended with a margin of some 10.3 seconds. That was a very comfortable cushion to have. Not a problem for that man. Very, very talented driver. Into Parc Fermé. Josef Jakubik, you can see there in car number 188. Car number 183 is driven by Lukyanov, the SMP racing driver. And well, with 44 cars on the grid, we haven't mentioned everyone, and apologies for that, but just so much going on, as we always expected that it would be. Tommy Lindroth, we just saw there in car number 127, who finishes a very creditable P17 overall, and there is a bus. The big bus tours here at Abu Dhabi, which we've not done that yet. We ought to try and consider doing that, truthfully. Right, the car's making their way back to the paddock and Parc Fermé, and there is our new champion, the back end of that car for Daniel D'Amato. And a leisurely afternoon cruise in the marina. Nice. Rick Lovett, we just saw momentarily there. We'll see him on the podium because he'll be taking the Copa Gentleman Trophy. And there is Philip Barron, having done a fantastic job in car number 91. The winner of the pro category of the TropheoPirelli. So to remind you, TropheoPirelli split into two, pro drivers and AM drivers. And Daniel D'Amato has done enough and takes the championship. Climbs atop the car and celebrates. His father there in the orange t-shirt congratulates him as well, always there. He is a champion. Lots of delight down there, isn't there? And that's really, really good to see. Ronnie Cassell, Max Bianchi mask. Daniel D'Amato did some celebratory donuts. And good on him as well. Hey, it's showbiz. It's what motor racing is all about. Did that rather well. I'll congratulate him on that later. Being able to do it in both directions as well. Obviously not too much camber difference. And there the moment when the checkered flag fell on our race winner, Philippe Baron. And the delight there in the Rosso Corsa pit perch. Right, let's take a look at the highlights of that very exciting race. It was always going to be a packed grid as the cars got the green for go. Whichever way you looked, there were going to be cars running wide and some cars running in the wrong direction. And that was certainly the case for car number 81. As you can see there, Alexander Moiseev pointing in the wrong direction. Philippe Baron from pole position needed to convert that pole into P1 in the race and didn't have a problem doing that. Dario Carzo was always going to be chasing hard with the championship at stake, but it was all going to come as naught to Dario Carzo, who sustained some problems and ended up having to park the car up against the wall on the start-finish straight. Daniel Carzo's race and his championship charge over. Von Skeltermar and Christian Kinch came together there. Bit of pirouetting going on, and both cars ended up with damage. Luca Gelli ends up after a collision with Rupert Martin out of the race as well. Dirk Adamski making good in the 199 car as he moved up the order and consistently did so as well. Alessandro Vezzoni, another one doing the same, and Ezequiel Perez Compact 2. In the meantime, Philippe Baron with nothing to worry about right at the front of the pack. He built himself a huge cushion right at the front, but this man, with Dario Carzo out of the race, providing he could stay P3, he was always going to take the championship. He started flashing his lights in anticipation of the potential success that could be coming his way if he could hold it all together in the event. It was never going to be a problem for Philippe Baron, who took the checkered flag, and it wasn't going to be a problem for Daniel D'Amato either, because his P3 was enough to send him through to take the TropheoPirelli championship. So there is Max Bianchi, and he too has done enough to take the Copa Shell championship. And big congratulations going on there. We'll be heading up to the podium next. So the podium's always going to be an exciting place, that's for sure. And we'll be speaking to a number of people, and Cynthia here alongside me, who's going to be doing the translation for us as well. Thank goodness for that. So there, classification of the race then. Baron, Bertuzzi, D'Amato, the 1, 2, 3 with Martin, Pergel, Garzo, Slobin and Bjorn Grossman occupying the top 8 places in the pro category of the TropheoPirelli. All the websites and social media for you at the bottom of the screen there as well. Do check it out. CorsaClienti.com is the web address for you to be looking at, and of course all the information is posted up there literally as soon as the racing has finished. So there is a classification in the Ferrari Challenge TropheoPirelli Pro table. Here is the AM table, and Tommaso Rocca takes P1 in AM, Ezequiel Perez Compact P2, Alessandro Vezzoni P3 with Gitlin, Nelson, Moiseev, Akubadze and Gosner and Di Bernardi and Merckx rounding out the top 10 in the AM category of the Ferrari Challenge. And here then the shell category. Max Bianchi doing enough to make himself the champion with Dirk Adamski P2 and Thomas Loflad P3. Great showing from Singhania taking P4. Diver 5th, Lovett, Lindroth, and then it was Harmson. So the backdrop of the marina and all the boats that are in the marina, the yachts that are in the marina, and of course that bridge which connects the two parts of the Viceroy Hotel here at the Yas Marina circuit provide our backdrop for those charts for you. So it's very packed down there, as you would expect. And just see Anthony Cheshire in shot there from the FF Corsa team, who has been running the car of Singhania and doing a very, very good job there as well. Jacques Diver to our left-hand side, I think we can see there in the black T-shirt, who actually out of the car looks in better condition than he did in Turkey. Perhaps he's been taking some fitness lessons. Maybe. I'll talk to Jacques about that later, and I'm sure he'll give me a little slap. Also see Ronnie Kessel in there, one of the team owners from Kessel Racing.
Ciao Alberto, e siamo qui con il primo vincitore della prima gara delle finali mondiali, Philip Baron. Philip, grandissima gara, pole position, giro più veloce.
Alla fine è solo una preparazione per sabato, il mio obiettivo sono i finali, il mio quarto titolo mondiale che cerco di prendere sabato. Ho fatto un bel cambio di team fra la Octana e la Rosso Corsa con un po' di collaborazione del mio team Baron Service, quindi abbiamo vinto in due. Siamo contentissimi, I'm really happy. Contro il mio papà.
Bertuzzi did his own great things against my father some time ago, so this is something that basically sanctions this victory for everybody. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank goodness for Cynthia alongside me, because I would have not known that. Philippe Baron's father racing against Bertuzzi some years ago. Absolutely brilliant. So Philippe Baron then taking the win. And the first interview of 3 or 4 that we'll probably get on the podium this afternoon. So Philippe Baron taking the win, and he wins that race ahead of Constantino Bertuzzi. There, confirmation of the Drivers' Championship. Daniel D'Amato did enough on 199 points to take it from Dario Caso on 177. Alex Martin on 154. Still theoretically possible that P4, P3 could change between Baron and Martin. And the way Baron is going at the moment, you wouldn't bet against that happening. That will play out, of course. So the TropheoPirelli Pro Drivers Championship table, Daniel D'Amato having done enough to take the championship. Here then in the AM, Ezequiel Perez Companc on 159, Alessandro Vezzoni on 133. Giacomo Strata P3, Thomas O'Rourke P4, then it's Vadim Gitlin, Giannone, Kukuka, Sam Smith still in there with 66 points. Florian Merckx and David Gosler. We've only seen Sam Smith, sadly, at Silverstone and at Monza right at the beginning of the season. So what could he have done if it had been in for a season-long campaign? Well, we'll never know. CorsaClienti.com, that's the web address for you to check out everything about the Ferrari Challenge and all the activities here at the Yas Marina circuit this weekend as part of the Finale Mondiale. This is where we're at, the Yas Marina circuit. And what a backdrop it is, looking at the hotel there to the right-hand side. And paddock is to the left-hand side as you look at that picture. And the third boat in there on the right-hand side is ours. It belongs to the TV production crew, and that's what we use as our mode of transport across the weekend. Yeah, right. The Copa Shell Drivers' Championship then on 197 points. Max Bianchi has done enough, and he takes that with Fons Skelterman now P2 on 151 and Jacques Diver P3 on 133 with Rick Lovett, who has had a good season. He's P4 in the Copa Shell Championship and said to me in discussions yesterday that the next year of racing is definitely the year that he will be going for the championship charge, and watch out Max Bianchi is what he said to me. So looking forward to seeing the likeable Canadian back for 2015 as we take a look at some of the super slow-mos from our winner, the Rosso Corsa driver Philippe Baron, in that number 91 car. doing everything that he needed to do to take the win this afternoon. All the hard work, of course, was done in qualifying. Max Bianchi, the winner of the Shell, and in so doing, also taking the championship as well. So another race for these guys to come tomorrow. Then, of course, the best of them will go through into the world final race for the Gold Roof, effectively on Saturday. And that has just as much desire to be won as the championship itself. Trust me, everyone wants to win that world final race. So standing by for more podium information and more podium ceremonies to come. We've heard from Philippe Baron. And there we can see Daniel D'Amato heading up to the podium right now. Now, he'll only be on step 3. Constantino Bertuzzi alongside him. And the winner, Philippe Baron. But the biggest smile is on Daniel D'Amato because his P3 is enough for him to take the championship. Time for the national anthem for Philippe Baron. Antonello Coletta then, the Ferrari Sporting Activities Director, makes the trophy presentation. First of all to our P3 driver, Daniel D'Amato. And then to Constantino Bertuzzi, who takes P2. And then it's a fairly familiar handshake because he's been on the receiving end of a number of trophies. Philippe Baron takes the win. And the team's trophy, of course, in there as well. And the Pirelli trophy, and there the all-orange C that is just below the podium here at the Yas Marina circuit. They all pose for the photographs. And well, Philippe Baron delighted with his win, but you just know that Daniel D'Amato never being happier with a P3 place than he is right now, because that P3 enough for him to seal the championship. With a race to spare. Time for everything to be sprayed then and for the drivers to enjoy themselves up there, but the podium has to be readied for other presentations that are going to take place. And there is that sea of orange that I told you would happen. It's Daniel D'Amato's team. Champion 2014. So they make the way off the podium, and the race engineer got a good soaking there as well, didn't he? Well done, because behind every successful racing driver, of course, there is a whole team of people that are making it happen. So Baron, Bertuzzi and D'Amato we saw up on that podium. Now, I wonder if those T-shirts are made like that, or whether they're stickers that have just been put on. wonder. I always think it might be bad luck, you know, to actually have T-shirts printed just in case. So it always concerns me that, not sure if ever I had been in the position, which I never have been, of taking a big championship win. I don't think I'd want my team putting a T-shirt together. That would really, really bother me. So the Asia Pacific North America race is up next at 13:30 GMT. Make sure you join us for that, because that is going to be a very, very good race indeed. And, well, it's a whole weekend festival of everything that's good and great about Ferrari as we celebrate the finale mondiale here at the Yas Marina circuit. So Alessandro down there once again with another interview for us.
Ed è stata una grandissima gara per te, Tommaso Rocca, vincitore nella categoria AM per la prima volta. Prima vittoria qui ad Abu Dhabi. Cosa vuol dire vincere qui?
What does it mean to you?
Bellissima vittoria, soprattutto
It's
per
been
me,
a great victory for me, especially
per prima volta nella mia carriera
because I won for the first time the challenge trophy. I behaved very well. My performance was pretty spotless, spectacular, especially because I will try and do the same tomorrow again. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Well, of course, he'll want to try and do the same again tomorrow. Thank you very much, Hincy. A brilliant job there translating for us because, well, he's done a fantastic job. Great to get that interview, and there we can see the car that put him in that position of being interviewed, and we'll see him up there on the podium shortly as well. So costclienti.com is the web address for you to check out everything about the Ferrari Challenge and also all the other activities that form part of the finale mondiale. So next podium to come. Baron Bertuzzi D'Amato doing it first of all in TropheoPirelli. We've got the Copa Shell podium to come as we look at the backdrop of some of the fantastic sights here at the Yas Marina circuit. And whichever way you look, there's something that is extremely impressive, no question about that. And some of the images that we're able to bring you. And some images to music right now as we await the next podium. So there is the AM podium, Tommaso Rocca, Ezequiel Perez Companc, the national anthem. So this is the TropheoPirelli AM category that we're seeing play out right now. And once again, Antonello Coletta making the trophy presentations. First of all to Alessandro Vezzoni, who takes P3. Antonello Coletta then, the Ferrari Sporting Activities Director. Ezequiel Perez Compang, how delighted is he? And Tommaso Roca then, who we heard from just a few moments ago on the top step of the podium. Ezequiel Perez Compang, of course, having done enough to seal the AM title. P2 place for Ezequiel Perez Compang. Just looking at the chart, actually Perez Compang hasn't probably done enough because Vezzoni finishing P3. We'll number crunch in just a few moments' time. But you can see how delighted he is as the Pirelli Award gets made as well. And just moments away from the bubbly being sprayed. And Ezequiel Perez Compang definitely first with that one, that's for sure. Alessandro Vezzoni on the receiving end of a bit as well, but they're all happy together up there on the podium. That the AM category for TropheoPirelli. Still to come, Copa-Shell, podium 2, which will also include Rick Lovett, who took P14 in the race, took P6 in the Shell category, but will be up there to collect the gentleman's trophy. So the celebrations once again done and dusted. That for the TropheoPirelli AM category, or AM division within TropheoPirelli. That podium done and dusted. Copa-Shell podium still to come. Meantime, here's Alessandro with another interview for us.
E alle finali mondiali abbiamo il primo vincitore, il vincitore della Coppa Shell della serie europea dopo tante gare vinte. Max, finalmente qui la vittoria finale.
Finally here the final victory. Well, it's like a dream come true, as you can understand.
Non avrei mai creduto neanche di vincere oggi. Avevamo dei problemi sulla macchina che abbiamo risolto solamente ieri sera in serata. È andata benissimo anche in partenza, bisognava stare solamente molto attenti alla prima curva perché eravamo veramente tantissime macchine.
Careful also on the bend.
Sono probabilmente l'uomo più contento che esista sulla faccia della terra adesso.
Obviously the
greatest,
the most happy man on earth.
Che mi ha fatto confermare anche a me stesso di essere veramente più in forma in questa stagione, di aver meritato questo campionato, questa vittoria,
and I think
insomma,
I
che dedico a me
deserve
stesso perché veramente ci ho messo tanto
victory,
impegno,
and I just want to dedicate it to myself really because I put 100% in it. I put a lot of
nel volerla, quindi me la sono veramente
commitment. I tried to do everything possible to pursue it, and I made it.
Prima stagione del trofeo.
Certainly did, Max Bianchi. Many congratulations. Another one of those enigmatic characters in the paddock. The 1-2-3 car, having done enough to take it. We'll see him on the top step of the podium appropriately as well for taking the #1 spot in the Shell race and taking the #1 spot in the championship as well. So just checking out some of the highlights again of this first race at the Yas Marina Circuit, Abu Dhabi, for the World Finals this weekend. And turn 1 was always going to be a very, very busy place, as we saw. It was actually through the sequence of turn 3 that the first contact happened really, but it's pretty close all the way through with a bit of argy-bargy going on, as you would expect, with 44 cars starting the race here for race 1 in Abu Dhabi. We go on board with Jacques Diver, doing his best to avoid everything that's going on ahead of him. He still took a brilliant line through that turn as well. Well done, Jacques. Vadim Gitlin and Alexander Moisev trading places there. Vadim Gitlin, the winner of that little battle, as we turn our attention to the next podium and Max Bianchi heads to the top step. Alongside him is Dirk Adamski and Thomas Loflat the other side. National anthem time for Max Bianchi. Clearly very emotional on the top step of the podium. Max Bianchi there, who's holding back the tears as, I'm sure he won't mind me saying, not very tunefully, he sang the national anthem. I think his family did a better job down there at the bottom of the podium, as once again Sporting Activities Director Antonello Coletta makes the trophy presentations to Max Bianchi, to Dirk Adamski, and also to Thomas Loflat. But there it is, Max Bianchi takes the top step of the podium. And he is not only thrilled with that race win, but of course that race win being enough for him to take the championship. And, well, Ferrari must be very, very proud as we see Rick Lovett take the gentleman trophy down there on the podium as well. Ferrari must be very proud because the challenge has been supremely successful this season. We've seen some fantastic racing, and Max Bianchi, he's one example of that on the top step of the podium. And all the photographs will take place now, and then just have a feeling that Max Bianchi is going to be very quick with that bottle, and the bubbly is going to spray. There is a fine picture, and Kessel Racing, of course, engineering that fine victory for Max Bianchi. And what's difficult for Kessel Racing is, of course, that they have had both P1 and P2 drivers, and well, von Skeltermeyer and Max Bianchi both racing for the same team, but it's been great racing for them. So Max Bianchi continues to celebrate. It is the finale Mondiali 2014 here at the Yas Marina circuit in Abu Dhabi, and the celebrations continue. So that's just about it from the first that we'll see from the Ferrari Challenge. Join us for the next race at 13:30, Ferrari Challenge, Asia Pacific and North America race to come. As we see some of the cars that have taken part in the first race, and the first real race here of this finale Mondiali weekend. So much to come. If you're in the Middle East, make your way, if you can, to the Yas Marina circuit, because there is so much going on with Formula One Clienting, the 599 program, the XX programs as well. Lots and lots of shows on track, let alone some great racing as well. From me, thank you so much for being part of Race One. We'll see you for the next race very, very soon. Bye-bye for now.